Ellorukkum vanakkam. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. So I think they have given a very lengthy introduction about myself, so which is going to make my job much easier. So as you can see the slide, I'm here to talk about innovation. Innovation, not just innovation, but the benefits of innovation and how it helped me grow my business. So I thought of sharing these ideas with you. So okay, I think this slide is not required because they've already told about me. Yes, I did. My name is Nithin Kalkiraju. So once again, and I'm the CEO of Sukra Jewelry at Chennai, and Sukra Jewelry happens to be the world's largest standalone showroom for silver, and I'm taking care of my father's legacy right now. So yes, coming to my education background, I've done all the advanced courses in jewelry. And I have traveled a lot, as you can see. Yes, I have traveled a lot. And I had shared my classrooms and projects with people around 20 nationalities, which indeed widened my horizon. And I'm going to soon tell you how it helped me out. So yes, what have I done here? Before I get into what I have done, I just wanted to share my honest feelings actually. When I said I was traveling a lot and I happened to meet people from various nationalities and background, I deeply felt we were lacking behind in something. It's not just supporting people of my country, of course, adu kandipa irukko enna nama India nama support pannuvom, but not that. It is a fact Indians are certainly the most skilled people in the world, but the problem is we don't realize our potential. We refuse to change, we fear to experiment, and we lack entrepreneurial skills. As Arun Nagarajan sir said, we need to inculcate that, the entrepreneurial skills, and we need to start something good. I'm not offending anyone. The reason for this kind of a mindset amidst us, the one is our society where we live in, and the two, sadly, some of the educational system has to, bring that kind of an entrepreneurial studies to us, and so I'm sure nobody can deny this. There is a famous thing in Facebook, most of you would have seen this already. So India can send thousands of employees to Microsoft and Apple, but cannot make one Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. That's a sad truth, because 200 years Englishmen have, suppressed us, and we are used to being suppressed. That's what I feel. When 10 people join together and say something is wrong, we say, yes, it is wrong. And when 10 people join and say something is right, we immediately start following him blindly. We trust others more than we trust ourselves. So நம்ம மேல நம்ம நம்பிக்கை வெச்சாதான் மத்தவங்க நம்மள பார்க்குற மாதிரி இருக்கணும்ங்கிறது இருக்கணும். That you can attain only by innovating something. So I didn't want to be a victim of such things. I know what was happening, so I didn't want the same thing happening to me. So I thought something out of the box. When silver means it was just a matter of kodam kuttuvalakku golusu metti adu mari some local stuff nu irundha kattathila, I wanted to revolutionize something, upgrade it to the next level. So that's when I built Symphony of silver. That is the first and only silver launch in the whole world, not in India but in the whole world. There are few launches for such boutiques for gold and even diamond jewels, but for silver, no, there is none yet. And I also made sure I designed the boutique in a way which reflects our rich Indian culture and heritage in every possible corner. So if you see, this is not going to be, looking like a jewelry showroom, typical jewelry showroom. No, I wanted to break the convention. I thought of making it interesting for the people, the clients, my clients to enjoy. See, for example, I have put all the desks and chairs in silver. So I wanted to give the customers a very royal effect, like be like a king. And yes, we did an art in the ceiling. So I didn't want to leave any place plain. So the ceiling represents our very rich heritage. On the left side of the slide, you will be seeing the Navagrahams, the 9 planets according to Indian mythology, and on the right side you're going to see Ashtalakshmi and Dasavataram blessing us from above. And the beautiful part is they are made out of pure gold sheets. So that is what we wanted this place to be, one of the best ever created so far. And yes, 3 years, it has been 3 years since I made this place, but I don't think so anybody has even taken an effort to at least replicate this. So, and I didn't settle down with this actually. So I just wanted something more. I wanted what I did as maybe 10 years from now, if somebody is going to look at my my showroom, it should be considered as a golden era in silver. So then I decided the concept of having 2 world records. So the one on the left hand side is the world's largest silver sculpture, which is in shape of a guitar. And on the right hand side is the world's largest silver clock, which is a clock. Except for the clock, everything is made out of pure sterling silver. And the guitar stands 6 feet and 4 inches height and weighs around 22 kilograms. And all the sides are beautifully designed by nice small guitar motifs. And the clock is 7 feet and 3 inches tall, and this is the largest silver object in history so far anybody has made. So this is the tallest one, 7 feet 3 inches. There is no such article made out of silver. So this is the kind of a modern day history what we have set, and that weighs around 50 kilograms. So just in case if you want to see the height difference, so that is going to be that big, and that's much bigger than me when you see it in real. And both the products are hallmarked by Bureau of Indian Standards 925. So why am I here? I'm just carrying a message which you already know. It's about being innovation. It's about innovation and being innovative. So I'm just reminding you once again about being innovative. See, there is a mad race going out there. Okay, so some of my friends who might be thinking completing this semester without arrears is the toughest task. I think it's time to wake up. And for some of the friends who are thinking getting a job at placement interview, your life is settled, I mean get into a job, that's it. Again, you have to wake up to reality, because the actual race starts only after you join the work. So that you have to understand. And if you want to survive today, we can just stay with time. But if you really want to succeed, we have to stay ahead of the time. And how do we stay ahead of the time? It's just by being innovative in what we do. So it's not like you have to create something really enormous to become innovative. Innovation starts in a very, very small scale, like the way you put spikes on your hair, or do the hair coloring, or from that small scale. So why do we do all that? To gather attention. That is the same thing. So it should not stop with the hair coloring. It should go on in whatever we do. Try to be different. Try to make it interesting. Try to, set a trend. Instead of following it, why don't we set a trend? And only if we keep changing our personality, we keep changing our attitude and our working style and create new concepts. Otherwise, we are going to become obsolete and outdated. So anyway, can anybody of you identify the person on the right hand side? So, excellent. So it's as expected. But most of you will not know the person on your left hand side, because I've put the name. He is Nobutoshi, and he invented Walkman for Sony. So he is an inventor, and Steve Jobs is an innovator. So as the definition clearly says, a person who creates or introduces a product or a process for the first time is an inventor. A person who improves or makes significant contribution to something that already exists is an innovator. So Steve Jobs, people remember. Nobutoshi, no, we don't even care who he was. We don't even know who he was. That is because people will remember the innovators. Today, when you're talking about your Galaxy S3 or iPhone 5, so we are all talking about innovations. They are not inventions. We don't talk about Alexander Graham Bell. We talk about your Samsung Galaxy S3 or whatever. Today we are talking about is innovation. So innovation is something which stays ahead of the time, and your presence is always there. So very, very simple. So what should you do? What should you do? 2 strong yet powerful words: update and upgrade. Update, I'm not meaning Facebook updates. So I'm trying to mean keeping yourself constantly informed about what are all happening around you in this world. Only when you know the latest advancements and information regarding your subject of interest, only then you will realize how small your thoughts are and how small you are. For example, like, say, நான் நினைச்சிட்டு இருப்பேன் உலகத்திலே சூப்பர், நான் தான் எல்லாமே பெஸ்ட், என் ஐடியா மாதிரி உலகத்திலே வராது, நான் அதை செயல்படுத்தினா அது எங்கேயோ போகும்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருப்பேன். ஆனா இப்ப அப்டேட் உலகத்துல நம்மளை சுத்தி என்ன நடக்கிறதுங்கிறது தெரிய வந்துச்சுன்னா தான் நம்ம எவ்வளவு சின்ன அது, நம்மளோட சிந்தனைகள் எவ்வளவு சிறிய அளவில் இருக்குங்கிறது நம்ம உணர முடியும். அப்படி உணர்ந்தாதான் அது ஒரு ஊக்கமா நம்மளுக்கு இருந்து ஸோ மேலும் மேலும் நம்ம வளர செய்யும். ஸோ தட் வில் பி தி enthusing factor which will keep you up and active. And upgrade, you don't pay and you cannot upgrade, okay? So it's upgrading is not like downloading, okay? So upgrading, you constantly update yourself, you will automatically get an upgraded personality. So what are the processes in innovation? So okay, fine, you're talking about innovation, so how do we do it? So what are the processes involved in innovation? It starts very simple with visualizing, planning, resistance, execution, and continual growth. We're going to see that. So visualization and concept, as the name suggests, foresee the change you want to see. நீங்க பார்க்கணும்னு விரும்புற மாற்றத்தை பாருங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன செய்யணுங்கிறது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் you have to have a concept in mind that you can create only in mind, okay? And whether it is a small, medium or a large plan you're having, these three things should be taken into account very seriously. Where you are, what you want to be, and what are the resources in your hand. Resources, I don't mean only cash, okay? Resources involves your financial resources, your human resource, and everything else involved in it. So only if you have a clear understanding of all these three questions, you complete the first step and you can proceed to the next step. So next step is planning. See, I don't see a very big difference between planning and visualization. There is only a marginal difference between planning and the visualization and planning. Visualization is where you talk mainly about the creative part, and planning is where you start talking numbers. So numbers like accounts and everything else, you're going to plot it down, your financial feasibility, etc. And they both go hand in hand. Planning as well as visualization, they go both hand in hand. And there is a cartoon, I'm not sure how many of you can read, but anyway, I'll try to read it for you. So there is a balloon, it says a big plan, that's a huge plan, and in the cabin there are just two persons, and probably they look very weak and sick. So one person is asking, now what? So they have already got into the cabin, so and other person is saying, let's start blowing. So do you think they can blow air and they can lift in the air? No, they can never, because that is what knowing the resources in your hand. So you should know what you are doing, and you should use realistic parameters while planning. If we don't use realistic parameters, you're going to end up something like this, which will never take off. This project can never take off. And so, and in planning process, you need to anticipate lot of numbers. So don't overestimate, don't underestimate. They both are going to lead you to a very dangerous position. So how do I get the right numbers? It's very simple. Talk to people of the industry which you are choosing. Talk to the eminent, prominent people of the industry. Try to get surveys. A survey, you need not go walk in the street and get it. Today it's the age of technology. Your Facebook friends, at least I'm sure each one of you will have 100, 200, 300 friends or even more than that. So they are good enough to guide you. So take surveys of what you think you want to get for the answers. And the next step is resistance. This most of us will not anticipate. When we are thinking everything is good, okay, fine, I have a wonderful plan, let's start executing it. There comes a clear, bolt. It's like when everything is going smoothly, there will be enormous resistance and opposition. It can be from your rivals or your investors, or even it can come from your family and friends. So resistance is a very important stage which you cannot ignore. This stage will test your patience, and this stage will tell you how strong your inner self actually is. So if someone is opposing or criticizing your ideas, don't ignore them completely. That is absolutely wrong. So they might have a nice valid point which you might have left. So try to pull ideas from as much as you can get and get it. Because see, our society is structured in a way where we don't accept change very easily. So we are part of that society. So instead of fighting and rebelling, it is more better to make them understand the benefit of your innovation and take to the next step. Like they say, last but not the least, execution is the most difficult step. This is the stage where you will translate your ideas which are in paper to reality. So this is where you have to put all your absolute hard work, your efforts and everything. And this is the stage where your innovation will actually start growing. So for growing, I use the word continual growth. See, to me, growth is not determined by speed. It is determined by the steadiness. That is the end of the day, your business or your whatever you innovated should sustain in the world. There are thousands of people like you innovate. They think like just like you, there will be thousands of other people who are entering the industry. They are innovating, and the question is, who is lasting over a period of time? So how long do they last and how far do they go is the question. So sustainability is a very important factor that can be achieved only by in a pattern like a continual growth, where you can see in the right hand side of the graph, where just in case you fall down, you don't hit the rock bottom. You just go to the previous step, correct your mistake and then start growing again. So instead of the continuous growth where you just one single sweep, you just go up and then if something goes wrong, which will sure it will go wrong somewhere, and then you hit the rock bottom. So continual growth is the sustained growth is the best one. And again, this might be old to few of the friends in Facebook, but still I like to share it again for those who have not seen it. So Warren Buffett is world's third richest person. He owns Berkshire Hathaway Limited in the US, and he has a net worth of 2,50,000 crores. Morla Udal Panathoda Kamida, but still it's 2,50,000 crores is his net worth, and he has given some beautiful points here. And the rule number 1, never lose your money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Don't test the depth of the river with both your feet. So when you are investing in a new area which you are not aware of, so don't test with both your feet inside. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So don't put all your resources, all your money, all your investments in one place. So if something goes wrong, everything is going to go wrong. And if you buy things you don't need, soon you will have to sell things you need. That is very important. See, lifestyle, what you see in movies, what you see is absolutely different from reality. So even செலவு பண்ணான்னு சொல்லிட்டு நானும் செலவு பண்ணேன்னா அவன் நடுத்தரில் நிற்கும் போது நம்மளும் நிற்கிறதுக்கு தயாரா இருக்கணும். ஸோ ஒன்லி நம்மளுக்கு எது தேவையோ அதை செலவு பண்ணோம்னா எல்லாமே நல்லா இருக்கும். We will, our business or whatever we do will grow. Okay, so and thank you each and everyone for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.